Okay, just gonna verify that we're all good. I hear myself, so that's a yes. Let's watch, and no, I don't want to hear me. I need to change the game. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're all set to go. Hello, everybody. My name is debeaunairVT. You can call me Bo. Today, we're going to be playing Kitsune Tails, specifically the Kiri percent category for this lovely game. And with me, as always, I have the lovely and one of a kind Rally. Rally, how are you this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a pleasure to be here as always. Excited to see the route come together and see what you come up with this time.
Perfect. Yeah, so we're playing Kitsune Tails today, as mentioned. The Kiri percent route is pretty cool. We're gonna be playing as Kiri, so that purple fox that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner right now. We're not really gonna see her too much until towards the end of the game. We'll save that a little surprise for later. You may also notice that we are setting all of these numbers to 1. And that is intentional, and it is for some RNG manipulation, I guess you could call it, that we'll talk about later. But for right now, I suppose we're gonna just go ahead and get started. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this is Kitsune Tails. It came out in August of last year. It's a really cool game that this run showcases only half of the second act of the game. There is an entire other half of the game that is closer to a more traditional Super Mario kind of game experience. But what we have here is what would have happened if Nintendo was brave enough to make Mario a gay fox girl and give her a sword.
Would you like me to go over a little bit about what makes our friend Kiri here unique?
Yeah, this is where the game would teach you, but I've done it before, so maybe just let the folks know what she can do.
Yeah. So Kiri and our friend Yuzu, the purple fox we saw a little earlier, they have kind of the core that Mario 3 kind of feel to how they work, but Kiri's got a couple extras. Similar to how Mario has the tail swap, Kiri just always has a sword. She has a ground slide, she has a wall jump, she has a number of other abilities what we'll be unlocking throughout the course of the game, and what happens is she can take these abilities and use them in the air and kind of link them together and create like a fluid movement, because when Kiri uses her sword attack or bops on something when she's in the air, she gets to refresh all of her sword abilities and she gets an air jump. So you get a lot of chained air movement through her sword. It's kind of like the Mario style flying, but on a sharp steel blade.
Yeah, it's super cool, and it is what makes this run tick. A lot of the tricks that we're going to be doing later on, a lot of the very quick routing that we're going to be doing is going to depend on having certain abilities to make sure that we are basically always doing something in the air. We very rarely are just going to be jumping with no general goal. We're always going to be trying to get something. And I suppose this is also a good time to talk about what keeps happening when we die. So we are playing on the lowest difficulty of this game, which is meant generally to be like an accessibility kind of thing, so that even if you were to die to something you weren't expecting, or something along those lines, you would still be able to keep going. In our case, this means that we can go for every trick in the video game every single time, all of the hard stuff, all of the weird routing. And generally, we're never going to lose time as a result of it. So one of the things that you've already seen a couple times from me is we're using a technique called slope jumping. As you slide down a hill, you are given a lot of momentum. And if you jump and press, oh, let's go. No, 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 no. I finally got it. And then I messed it up. A tragedy. you're given a lot of velocity when you are sliding, and in order to or momentum, in order to keep that momentum, what we really want to do is jump and let go of all of the directions. Doing so after a slide down a hill means you're going to carry all of that momentum into the jump. And as long as you don't press another direction, you'll keep it. So you can kind of bounce yourself off the ground every now and again to maintain it. And you'll see a couple of larger ones later, specifically in 1-4, the next stage. There's quite a bit, and they're all pretty neat. But in doing this, this is something that doesn't require any special powers to do. So it's going to be one of our primary movement tools during the beginning of the game.
Yeah, if you're familiar at all with Quake or Team Fortress style rocket jumping, it's about the same principle of, you get your velocity and then don't hold the W key and you'll retain it.
Yep. So we use that quite a bit. As you can see, though, it is sometimes a little finicky. There are good tells, and we do have some setups, but it's not always going to end up working out perfectly. Now that said, because of the difficulty we're playing on, anytime we try that trick, even if we don't get all the way to the end, or we only complete it about halfway or something like that, we are able to just keep going and pick up the run exactly where we were, and we don't really lose any time. You're actually going to gain time basically always if you try these tricks.
If I can point out here, there's generally two kinds of clouds, uses of the cloud. We said the good version and the bad version, and we saw the bad version a couple times where we don't quite get the result we want. But here in this vertical ascent, Bo can show you the good version of the cloud, where because of the difficulty setting, if you know that there's a vertical route that you want to take, and there's going to be a couple intentional deaths in order to spawn the cloud, in order to take advantage of some of its different properties and kind of get a faster time or a faster route. Those are intentional, and those are the good clouds. And we like the good clouds, and we want to try to avoid the bad clouds, but sometimes they happen, and you just give it your best shot and try all the big tricks and see what happens.
Yeah. So that we just saw is probably the biggest slope jump in the run. So I'm happy that I hit the entire thing instead of just some of it or otherwise. But this is a great example. This slope jump didn't go quite how I wanted it to, but because we moved horizontally so fast anyway, the end result is still we saved time. So this gives us one other nifty trick, which we'll talk about before. Well, I guess we can talk about it more when we get into the Ghost House and World 2. But the other very important thing that this does is it does let us get squished into walls, and we can kind of ignore collision for a little bit afterwards. So we'll see that particular property of this this tool in more detail later on. So currently we're just going through World 1. There's not a ton of special tech or anything here. Like the biggest thing that we can do is make sure our slope jumps are nice and clean, which they've been about 50-50 so far. We got the really big one in 1-4, so I'm pretty happy about that. But
that one's really clean.
There's this thing about water. Water is really slow in this game, unfortunately, unless you can touch the bottom or have an item for it. So when you're on the bottom, Kiri can use her slide, or later on her horizontal blade dash, to gain a bunch of momentum quickly underwater, and it doesn't really get rid of it. So you are totally you can totally just do that, slide through entire water sections, or even blade dash through. Blade dash, of course, you're using your sword, so it gives you a little bit of a hitbox on the front of your character, which protects you from fishes a little bit, which is nice. But we're going to be doing our best to either always have a cloud, a separate item, or be on the absolute bottom of water sections in order to go as quickly as we can. This is Montgomery. That was Montgomery. He's our friend, and we will explain exactly why he's our friend a little bit later, but he's kind of the mini-game guru of this game. And what we're going to be using him for primarily is a mini-game later on that tends to, that's unfortunate, it tends to cause people issues when we try to explain it, because it's a pretty well-known problem, and we do not work with it the way that we're supposed to. We absolutely do it wrong.
There's a little bit of cheating going on behind the scenes, but that's what makes it go fast.
Yes, this is related to the magic postcard changes that we did at the very, very, very beginning of the run. Setting everything to 1 kind of generates the seed, if you will, the cache. I don't really know how to describe it, but we've discovered through testing that you are always able to get the same result from I transformed in it. And it got me. That's okay. We'll just skip these mushrooms, I suppose. It sets the cache for minigame rewards, is what I was trying to say. And being able to guarantee that the rewards for the minigame are always going to be in the same place, or be a result of the same option, means that we can get items for free very quickly that are going to save us a lot of time down the line. So we'll see the first one of those in World 3 and the second one in World 5, and both of those items are going to get used in World 5. So you'll be able to see exactly what we use them for as well.
Yeah, in the casual playthrough, the game has a village. It's kind of like a 3D village set up like old Goemon games, where you can meet Montgomery, and any power-up that you encounter, you can buy a version of it for yourself whenever you want, just because in case you need it, then you don't have to go looking for it. You just head to town and Montgomery's got you. But and for our purposes in the speed run, we kind of want to meet Montgomery as we're on our way through the run as fast as possible, because it takes a little bit of time to go to the village, and we're trying to save as much time as we can.
Yeah, we used to go back to the village one time to grab an item, but it was like a last chance kind of situation, and it also required routing coins in a very particular way. So we're extremely happy that we no longer have to do that. If you want to talk more about the clipping while I execute this, that would be awesome.
What Bo is doing here is they are using the impact to squish themselves in the wall and take advantage of the cloud having a little bit of forgiveness if you get squished into the wall, so you don't get like soft locked and trapped in there. And they're trying to catch timings on all of the moving platforms here. So in this part right here, you can see that they're going to go in the wall, and they're going to kind of go up and up and up, and they're going to pop out right at the very last second and pop. Get all the way to the top. Nice.
I missed that second clip in practice earlier, so I really wanted to make sure I nailed it. It saves a lot of time if you can get it, but it loses another like 15 seconds or something if you miss it. So we really want to hit that every time if possible. So this is our first little mini boss. They have a pair of moves, but since this is the first one, it's only going to be the one, the stabbies, and they're pretty easy to dodge and everything. It's just three attacks perfectly horizontally.
Yeah. They're the boom boom of the game, but you do get to see what they do.
Yes, this is the other mini boss that we have to deal with. You want to give us some background information about Aaron?
Yeah, sure. So our friend Kiri has her incredible sword abilities, and she didn't just acquire them from nowhere. Aaron is Kiri's instructor, and because of the course of the story, which, if you'd like, you could kind of play it for yourself, but Aaron's been tasked with apprehending Kiri, so she'll keep appearing, over the course. She'll catch us at this intersection or that one, and she says, I have to catch you, but she's also like, I have a new move that I'm going to use. Pay very close attention to what it is, because I'm going to use it to try to catch you. And this is how she's like teaching you to help you out and show you new abilities. And like what Bo has here is Kiri learned a horizontal air dash ability, which means that it adds another movement option to her air movement, so that she can hit enemies and then kind of move horizontally and then reset her air movement and jump and use it again. And over the course of the game, Aaron will keep showing up and teaching us more and more tricks, and that'll kind of expand what we can do with our air movement.
And this is the move in question. So you can see it moves us horizontally very quickly. We can use it in the air as well. So this is it's a lifesaver a lot of the time, but it also, you put your sword out in front of you, so you can go right through enemies and just, it turns straight, long, flat sections into trivial platforming.
It is kind of the bread and butter of a lot of air movement routing. So Like if you were gonna fall just short of an enemy that you could hit to get your air movement back, you can use your horizontal movement like this and pick it up. It's very clean.
Thank you. I had to save it a little bit at the end there. I didn't quite have key speed yet.
Yeah, so that room you could see a lot of how the refresh and the air movement resets end up looking when they start to come together.
Yeah, refresh is definitely one of the coolest abilities in any video game. I really like it a lot, and we get to use it basically all the time in this run, which is super, super sick. Oh, I was expecting to die there, but I guess we'll just finish the level normally.
Yeah, you
No, not there,
no.
not there.
Yeah, that one heard you talking.
It did. Came out here specifically to end my career. So we're oh, thank you, dogs. How kind of you. So the oh, I don't have the Shoryuken yet. I tried to do that and it didn't work. The dogs are kind of like your hammer bros. They wander around on the map until you fight them. Ideally, they come to us early so that we don't have to wait for them to move through the map and all that stuff. But it doesn't always work out that way. It happens surprisingly infrequently, actually. They're usually not very kind. So making sure that we have, oh, I didn't jump off the mushroom. Making sure that they do get to us, or that we at least have a plan to deal with them after that point is pretty important. All right, we're gonna have to do a little slow stuff here. That's okay. Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
A little on the fly routing.
Yeah, but that's another strength of this game, because of the ability to constantly chain things together and use a bunch of abilities back to back. You can kind of freestyle your routing, and it's generally going to both feel good to do and probably save you time.
Yeah, so that was the boss of the first area here. Normally it's a much more involved fight, but Bo's got a strategy where you can use Kiri's sword to kind of bamboozle him a little bit, and each of the bosses has a strategy that Kiri can take advantage of that the first playthrough, Yuzu tends to have to play the bosses straight. Kiri does whatever she wants. So.
Yeah, Kiri has a sword, and having a sword gives you quite a lot of power. And in our case, some of that power is using Blade Dash, which has a little bit of invulnerability on it, in addition to putting out the hitbox in front of you. So we can use it to kind of just zip through enemies, especially bosses, and not really have to worry about being hit while they are being hit, which is quite nice. Now we're going to visit Monty for the first time here. This is one of two. Now if you are savvy, you will know that looks awfully a lot like the Monty Hall problem. And you'd be right, and that is also why we call the cat Montgomery. The Monty Hall problem, though, you're probably saying, Bo, if it really is the Monty Hall problem, shouldn't you have switched? Well, yes. That would be correct if I didn't know that cloud was going to be in that door every single time. And that's part of the strategy here, is that we set our magic postcard in the very beginning, specifically because we want to, because we want to always make sure we get that cloud. We need it for a level later on. That is pretty neat, but it's very slow, and having the cloud means that we can get through it significantly faster than otherwise. So we really appreciate Monty for having a store and an item that is so easily manipulatable, because it makes our lives extremely easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of, the game offers you a lot of tools, and the any percent run takes advantage of as many of them as possible to go as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And the clouds are one of them. Montgomery's one of them. It's all there to be used, and we use the whole thing.
Yes, and that is one of the really neat things about this game, is that we are going to be using quite a lot of these techniques and these tools and things with the express goal of just kind of going even a little bit faster. You'll see a little bit later on. One of the things that we've been doing basically after every boss that allows us to is exiting to overworld. We did it against the first Aaron fight and against the mushroom that we fought in that first area. And the general idea there is normally you would have to run all the way across a... oh, I need that. There we go. You would have to run all the way across a room and leave through a door, and that takes time, and quitting to Overworld doesn't. However, there is one minor problem with that strategy, and the minor problem that we have is that each of those fights gives you an item, but if you quit to menu, that item will not be in your inventory. You've seen me open up the inventory and use stuff out of it a couple of times already. We do tend to lean on certain items to make certain strategies a little bit easier. So not having an item that we would otherwise have can be a little problematic. Guaranteeing that we have an item, however, is similarly powerful. So the next Aaron fight that we do, you'll see the entire sequence because we actually want the item that she would give us for winning that fight. That was a pretty solid 3-4, no complaints.
Yeah, keeping the snorkel is a big deal there. If you get hit at any point, you lose the snorkel, and you swim a lot slower, and you lose a lot of time in that section. And as you can probably see, ghosts in Kitsune Tails work a little bit different than normal Mario-style ghost logic, where if you look at them, they're still going to come at you, but the way to avoid them is if you're inside of an orange light, or if you're inside of a lantern light, then the ghosts become intangible, they stop being aggro to you. Light spaces protect you from the ghosts, so you want to have that lantern, you have to go down and bring it back up, and being able to do it as quick as possible with the snorkel makes that particular ghost house go a lot quicker.
And now we're gonna have our first proper Aaron fight. The first one was pretty straightforward because the only attack that she used was Blade Dash. As Ali mentioned earlier, the general gist behind these fights is that every time we win, we are going to be learning a new ability. In this case, what she was trying to teach us was I was a little bit too high there. She's trying to teach us an ability that allows us to uppercut, to go up quickly with a hitbox in front of us, which is, of course, very, very nice. But you'll also notice that she didn't use it at all. At any point during that fight, she didn't use it. And that is because since she taught us Blade Dash already, we were able to use that to kind of bait her into always attacking us with Blade Dash. It is literally the same ability. It doesn't matter if Kiri or Aaron is using it. The idea behind it is that you will always go, the same direction at the same speed. So we can kind of use that to that's unfortunate. We can use that to manipulate Aaron to always use Blade Dash at us, but we will always be able to match her pace going in the other direction, match her distance going in the other direction, all of that good stuff. So it really gives us a powerful way to either maintain or otherwise use our... we can maintain power-ups through those fights, we can avoid dying in those fights, which of course isn't the end of the world if you do die, but it does take a couple of seconds to respawn the fight and all that good stuff. So ultimately, we just don't want to ever have to die in an Aaron fight, and we have the ability to just never die in an Aaron fight.
Yeah, if you try to fight her straight, then she's a little bit of a footsies tyrant.
She's wily, yeah.
Yeah, it's really spicy. So if you kind of have a little trick to know what she's gonna do, then it makes the fight go a lot easier. Okay,
I am gonna focus up for this one.
Yeah, so this is one of the vertical sections where we don't use the good cloud. We want to use Kiri's air movement to use like the wall jumps, and now you can see kind of like the core of the air movement, and that was really well done.
Thank you. Really
how well you can just kind of like flow up all the footholds and ascend very quickly.
Yeah, so that is the stuff that you get really used to playing this game. Now that we have both the horizontal and the vertical, we have the ability to do pretty much whatever we want whenever we want to. Now we're gonna do a little bit of damage boosting in here, and then we're going to see the item that we picked up from that Aaron fight, the Power Fox item. We've already seen it one time back in World 2. But in this case, we're gonna just use it to, take a breather, get some water.
Today, staying hydrated.
Yeah, of course. Made sure I refilled my water and stuff before stream. Oh, nice. We got there.
Ah, nice.
Thank you, Power Fox.
Oh, GG's.
GG's. So yeah, there are a lot of really neat items, and a lot of the really cool ones Kiri just never gets to use on account of she has a sword. If she had a sword and also got to use all the powers, I just don't think anyone would play Yuzu ever. But because we have a sword, a lot of our powers are far more niche and specific than what Yuzu has access to. Yuzu is more of your classic Mario style character. Each world has a new power up that you can get that has specific properties and qualities and all that good stuff. She's super duper cool.
Yeah, but Kiri's power is in like learning all of her abilities, always having access to the abilities, and those abilities being able to be chained together to kind of create something a little bigger than the sum of any one of their parts. I think that's how that goes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I really thought that I was going to land on that spiny. I'm very happy I didn't.
Was very nervous for you.
Oh, please don't move, dogs. That would be really cool of you.
This is another vertical level with a lot of that really fluid Kiri movement. So I'm going to just let the movement do the talking here, because this one's really cool to see.
Oh, I already used my left wall jump.
Yeah. So there you can see if you miss your refreshes, you don't have access to the options a second time, and it's not quite as easy as Bo makes it look. That's what makes doing well all the more rewarding.
Indeed. We recovered that pretty well.
Yeah.
I was hoping I could get up on the left there. I don't normally miss that, so I was like, I'm not sure if I should keep going to the right or reset or what. Oh, the dogs stayed. Bays to doggos.
Good dogs.
I had really bad dog luck earlier today, so I'm very happy that we got that out of the way. They were all like back behind level 7 for basically my entire run. Every world they were hanging out back there, so I appreciate them coming to visit us instead of making us go visit them.
You've got an extra snorkel for the water level near the end of this stage?
Yes. Yep. That's what we're going to save it for. It's going to give us the early part really, really nice and easy, and then we should have enough onigiri to get through the rest of those eels.
So yeah, there's something about this stage in particular that you haven't quite been able to piece together.
Yeah, so this stage is it looks like you should be able to abuse a death cloud to kind of squish yourself into the walls or ceiling and try to like fly through it a little bit faster. But every time I've tried to do that, it's cost me time instead of gained me time, so I just stopped. Oh, here's a great example of lanterns that I will let you talk about so I don't have to while I'm doing it.
So the way this ghost house works is it uses the lanterns to create a little bit of a split puzzle. You can see that Bo is playing on the left side where they have no real visibility as to where to go or where they can be, but they keep bunking their head on something. And if you look on the other side, mirrored, you can see an identical copy of the room, and you got to kind of look on one side and play on the other side, and kind of use both halves of the screen to navigate. So it's a really clever use of the light mechanic. I
agree. And now we're going to get our next little mini boss fight. This one also has the jump now. I think I forgot to talk about it, but the normal attack that they have is these stabs, and then the secondary attack that they have is that jump attack. Usually it is something that happens more or less immediately, but sometimes they wait on it a little bit, so we just have to kind of bait them into jumping at us where we want them to be in order to speed that up a little bit.
Now,
another Aaron fight. This one is going to go the same way that the last one went. You're going to see a lot of blade dash. The next two Aaron fights are going to be a little different, and we'll talk about why when we get there, but this is the general strategy that keeps us the most alive for the longest and makes the fights extremely scripted. So
in the previous fight, she teaches you the anti-air, and in this fight, you get to meet the anti-air, and it's a little spicy if you don't know how to do the dance with her.
That's pretty good. Oh yeah, let's use this. Please don't. Yes.
Yeah.
That fugu gives me problems occasionally. Sometimes he's feeling particularly spicy and he really gets after you.
Yeah, and then in a casual playthrough, the first half, the Yuzu half, then those puffer fish are a bit of a menace, but then in the second half, you get to become the menace instead.
All right, that went pretty well. Having the flippers for that first part is really good. We're gonna take a little shortcut here. It's about, I think it's probably a little bit faster, truth be told, than going through the level normally. I think I landed and it put my sword away for me. It's a little bit faster, but also it means we don't have to deal with the cracked ice platforming there, which is extremely nice for us. Oh, this is a fun level. We're gonna race a guy.
Yeah, this is our friend, the Cool Ghost.
Yes.
And they challenge us to a race, but it's not entirely fair because being a ghost, they are intangible and they can walk through the walls and we cannot. However, Bo has a strategy where they can say, what if I am intangible too, and kind of level the playing field. So
Yeah.
if you kind of like what we were doing in that early ghost house, you squish into the wall and kind of take advantage of the clouds, anti-soft lock forgiveness and get ahead of the ice block and GG's. Well raced. Kind of even the odds with the ghost and have a more fair race than the one they anticipated. Now the next level coming up is very cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want me to explain it or?
Yeah, if you would.
All right. So normally this is your traditional like Mario style superstar spike floor invincibility chain level where there's item blocks here and you gotta get from one to the other to maintain your invincibility until the end. But because Kiri can fly, she doesn't need to use any of the item boxes at all. So in an ideal run, you could hop from point to point, use your air movement, get your refreshes, and navigate over the spikes and get all the way to the end. And you actually get an achievement for doing it without using any of the invincibility powers. And a little secret about how that works is our friend Kiri here and her flying sword technique.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't hit her. That's interesting. That's never happened before.
Yeah, normally we talk about it was this rabbit boss who tends to be a little bit trivialized, and I guess she didn't like feeling trivial, so today she thought she'd give you the business.
Yeah, it happens every now and again. You gotta let the bosses win every once in a while. Because that was definitely by choice, and not just me pressing something wrong. So we're now in World 5. This is the Air World. So we're going to be receiving probably the coolest power in Kiri's kit here, but not until after 5-4. So we've got a little ways to go before we get there. In the meantime, though, we're going to be doing quite a lot to ascend. And as we know from previous stages, ascending is best done on a magic carpet or, in our case, a magic cloud. So we're going to just... use a couple deaths there to get up, skip a couple cycles, and see how that goes for us. Now let's see if we can get. Oh, the bug. The bug wasn't far enough forward.
Yeah. And in practice earlier, they skated right underneath that beetle. It was remarkable.
I've been trying to replicate it since, and I haven't been able to. I really want to know what I did. All right, well, solid 5-1 regardless. We'll take it. Yeah, that slope jump is extremely hard because you can't really see where you're jumping off of because of the foreground clouds, and then there's a whole cycle thing happening. It's a lot.
This is another level where normally you're meant to ride on the back of a flock of cranes and kind of pass through the level with using them as a platform. Because Kiri has refresh and she has her sword, she can kind of chart her own route through the level, and the intended platforms are very far behind us, and like everything, there's just using enemies as not as obstacles but as kind of opportunities to create a path. You can kind of just go through and freestyle your own route through the level.
This is our second chat with Montgomery, and you'll notice that we did the thing correctly this time. We did in fact solve the problem the way that you're supposed to. That only works that way at that point because, as mentioned earlier, we set up the RNG. We know where that cloud is going to be. So even though it technically looks correct, we just know it's going to be there. And this is 5-3. 5-3 is normally a great time for any kind of messages or anything like that, because there's not a whole lot going on. The level itself is really cool to play casually. You probably saw that wooden platform by where we started this stage. You're intended to hop on that platform and kind of follow it through the level while dodging obstacles and dealing with enemies and stuff like that. But it takes quite a while, and as a result of that, it's just a little bit slow. It's a little slow. But flying freely through everything and not caring is extremely fast.
in the early versions of the speedrun routing, you'd have to route for coins to get 999 coins at this point in the game. And now you could see that on a faster route where we don't have to do that, thanks to our friend Montgomery, there's only 791 coins. So it's saving us about 200 coins of routing by figuring out the Montgomery Hall game.
Yes, and that's a big deal because the old coin route specifically really wanted us to. We had to take a different and slower route in basically all of World 3 to achieve that, and now we don't have to, which is a lot better. We don't have to ever care about having a certain number of coins at a certain place. We don't have to worry about making sure that we always go up in a certain area instead of going down. It simplifies the run quite a bit. I'm not sure what that was, but we're gonna just ignore that for now.
Yeah, that was the first room was really smooth. I gotta like the routing and the dipping and the kind of zipping through the platforms. That was really well done. That second room used to be notorious. When the game was released, it was a little bit harder, and it got adjusted a little bit in a patch post-release, so it's a little bit easier. But being a vertical room that didn't have the platforms that those waterfall levels have, the faster strat tends to be taking advantage of our cloud.
Yes. So this is the Aaron fight where we're going to get the coolest ability in the game, and it ends up being one of the freer Aaron fights. This one and the next one are both going to be extremely free because what she's trying to do is show us the new ability that she's going to teach us, but we don't have time for that. So we're just going to intercept her when she jumps with the uppercut that she taught us and just make sure that we always have the extra hit there. So this is going to... Oh, man. The dogs have been so good today. The dog luck has been fabulous. We're going to be using this ability, Spirit Rush, in this stage, actually. There's a really neat technique that you can use with it. Normally, the way that this ability works is when you achieve key speed, which is the meter in the top right, you can do one of these. And generally what you would like to do with that slash is, kind of shoot it in a direction where you need to go forward, or you need to go up, or you need to, you need to advance quickly. Being able to cancel that by inputting an additional sword slash or something at the end is what gives us the tech. So you can see that in 5.5 and this one just here in 5.6, diving down in the water, you maintain your momentum from the Spirit Rush. And that means that anywhere that we can build up that kind of speed, we are generally able to make very, very cool things happen routing-wise. So 5.6 and 5.7 don't have a lot of it, but there is going to be quite a lot in World 6, which is coming up very shortly.
It's like having a slope jump you can carry in your pocket.
Yes, that's actually a perfect way to describe it. It's extremely good. As long as you've got the runway, you can make very, very cool things happen very quickly and very horizontally. We're now going to climb a tower, and this is why we got the second cloud, because this tower is really, really neat. Again, like a lot of the stages in this game are very cool. They're just... because of how you would have to get up them, they're a little slow. I do think technically we can go faster if we figure out a route for Spirit Rushes in here, but that's hard. Oh.
Yeah, there's you get to this point where you can see where it could potentially be slower because our Tanuki friends here have your number, or they're trying to.
They're trying to. But as soon as we're past that little gauntlet, we can just hug the left-hand wall, and nothing can touch us for the rest of the tower. There's one guy at the top who thinks he's got the angle on us and thinks he can get us, but He can't. Nice try, bucko. So that's 5-7. Now we're going to go fight my favorite boss in the game, the wind boss. And this is there's a really cool quick kill for this boss that has been dubbed the bow skip, but not by me. But I did find this during my casual playthrough. As long as we don't touch the apples, that should be GG. GG.
Normally, it's a very cool fight to play out, just with the boss's two kind of attack patterns. But what we think happens is because you hit the boss during their initial descent, they get kind of stun locked and they sink into the death plane and just die. Yeah,
there's currently not. We're not entirely sure that that's what happens, but that's our best guess. Ooh, I missed the platform just a little bit. So yeah, that's a really cool quick kill. It's even faster than our other quick kills, which are already pretty quick. So, oh, Mr. Tanuki, please. Well, that's all right. We'll see if we can't build back up another... Oh, we almost did. Oh, Kiri touched the lava. Okay, we're just going to fly to the end now. I'm not going to worry about that anymore. Just going to get to the end here. But yes, so that's the kind of thing that we can do with SRC. We're going to be able to use that for basically this entire world, one of the two final bosses. It's an extremely powerful movement tool. We're not going to use it in here, though, because this level is pretty solved.
Yep, it's a classic rising water level with a spicy lava twist.
Also, I lied. We are going to use it in here. But just not the same way we use it in other stages.
I guess the lava heard you were solved, huh? I'll see about that.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Yeah.
We only lost 2 seconds. I'll take it.
But yeah, there's usually a cycle that you want to catch to hit that little U-shaped dip at the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you want to go ahead for 6-3?
Yeah. This level's a pretty good showcase of Spirit Rush canceling because it's a lot of horizontal and vertical. It's a mix of there's lava and there's water parts, and we could use like Spirit Rush diagonally into the water. You can aim it in all of the 8 directions, so it saves us a lot of time. We'll get to the end, and there's going to be a little lava fall here, which we can skip using a bit of Spirit Rush cancel.
Oh, unfortunate. I went for it. I didn't quite have the height.
That's a good little boost.
Yeah, we'll take the small boost. Yeah. Didn't get the first one, did get the second one, kind of got the third one. We'll take it. Next is either dogs or 6-4. Ideally, the dogs would come down to see us. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Unfortunate.
Nope. 6-4 is the last ghost house, and this is honestly one of my favorites to see it run, so I'm just going to let it play because it's just a lot of fun to watch just flowing. Very nice.
Nice. Yeah, so 6-4 is like entirely cycle based, and as long as you take it that quickly, you're able to get through the entire thing before that log fall or the block falls at the end to block out the door. So you can make that extremely fast. And then this is the most treacherous mini boss.
Because this one brought a friend.
Yes.
So. But yeah, that level has a kind of a global cycle where if you get it on the first shot, it's great. But if you play it on, if you're playing casually and you play on one of the other 2 difficulty modes where you restart from checkpoints, if you have to restart from the middle checkpoint, the middle block's timing is off, so you don't get to like kind of do the quick routing anymore. So you basically got like 1 shot to get through it.
Yeah, you could, I suppose, try to dodge the checkpoint, but that feels like more effort than it's worth. Because then you just got to start the whole stage over, and then nobody wants to do that. All right, so that's the last Aaron fight. Yeah, so GG's Aaron. Thank you for your help. We appreciate you immensely.
Yeah, the student has become the teacher. But this is going to be another one of the routes that has a really big Spirit Rush cancel that momentum boost, and if we can...
I didn't quite have the speed because I died there, so we might be able to get the second half.
Yeah, there's 2 parts of it, and so there's 2 chances to do it, and we'll see if Bo can hit the second one. This is the elevator that marks the 2 parts, and now we're in the second half. So we're going to build up the speed, get the little kitty cat out of the way.
Okay, we got some of it.
I got some, but then he use.
I got scared.
Use refresh to chain the end and skip across it.
Solid
And that was
recovery.
yeah, it's really clean.
Oh, hello, dogs. Fancy seeing you here. I remembered to not crouch on the platform again. I may have forgotten in practice and made sure that I remembered for the run. Okay, so we're very close to the end now. This is the penultimate stage. We're going to be climbing another tower, although this tower is significantly shorter than the wind tower. So we're going to be through this one we're almost done.
Yeah, you can kind of see a preview of like what an optimal wind tower might look like.
Yes.
Just kind of routing through all the enemies to get the refreshes and the spirit rush. But
Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna do 6, 7. There's a secret in here, chat, and we're gonna show it to you, but you have to promise not to tell anybody, okay?
Yeah, this is just gonna be between us and you.
And then there is one more. There's a couple more things that we're gonna need some audience participation on, and we'll talk about that as we reach them. But one of the things we're gonna need for sure is there is going to be while we're fighting the last boss, there will be an unskippable cutscene, and we've tested this. We've put it through the tests in the labs, and what we've learned is that if Twitch chat spams talk faster, they do in fact talk faster. So we're gonna need you all to do that, and we'll let you know when that's gonna happen. And then post game, there's going to be one additional thing that we need all hands on deck for, and we'll let you know about that too.
This is the last boss. Last boss plays a little different from the other bosses, where instead of having to fight one of the elemental guardians one-on-one, you have to traverse an army.
The Tanuki.
I think that one got you in the practice too.
It did.
Yeah. Oh, give me a haircut.
I was gonna say the same thing. All right, so now we're going on to the final boss of the run. We're gonna fight the mushroom from the beginning again. Everybody say hello to Yuzu. We're gonna be playing as her for a little bit. This is the final boss of the game. The basic way that this is going to go is there's going to be a couple of cycles here where we are going to use these blocks that the mushroom is dropping to jump on the orb above his head. When we do that, 3 times or 4 times with Yuzu. So there will be 3 times that we hit it, and when we go for it the 4th time, what's going to end up happening is we are going to It'll trigger a cutscene that we can skip, basically. I have something new for you here.
Uh-oh. Is this new technology? Oh, wow.
How about that? How about them apples?
Ah, that's I hadn't seen that one before. You pulled that one out of your bag of secrets.
I learned that recently. I'm happy with it. Oh, the rock RNG. Tragic. But that's all right, because we're still going to cheat with this character.
Oh, are you?
Yes, we have a backup actually.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's similar. Nice.
That was a brave stare down at that soldier's spear.
I was really hoping he wouldn't poke me. All right, Twitch chat, we need you to type talk faster.
Talk fast. Talk fast.
Talk fast, everybody. Okay, the current world record is 46:45. Just throwing that out there. I think we're gonna beat it by like 15 seconds here. And time. 46:31. Heck yeah, GG's world record again. We love to see that. So
amazing.
To celebrate the world record that we just got, we're gonna do one more thing, Twitch chat. There's gonna be a scene playing out. I need you all to prime your chat boxes, but don't press enter yet. Okay. The key phrase here is "Let's go lesbians." I need everybody to just get in their chat. Don't type it yet. Don't press enter, but get it all typed up and everything. You can see that we are up at the top left of the screen there. We're hiding. We're secret and hiding. You'll know when to press it, but we will cue you in. So,
ready? And
let's go lesbians. GG's everybody. Thank you for hanging out for Kitsune Tails. This run is super cool. It means quite a lot to me. This is, the game that got me into speedrunning in the first place, and I would love to see more people running it at some point, even if it's not the Kiri percent. If you want to do any percent where you play as both foxes, or you just want to do the Yuzu half, like, just get this game and play it. It is absolutely worth your time. It's really cool. A whole lot of love was put into it by all of these fabulous people. So definitely give it a look. But that's gonna do it for us for the night. Rally, do you have any shout outs or things you'd like to throw out there?
Yeah, I just want to kind of give a shout out to all my friends out there, all the knuckleheads. They know who they are. If you want to check Bo out at twitch.tv/debeaunair, BEAU, debeaunairVT.
Oh, thank you. That's what I was going to say. I guess the only other thing to say then is shout outs to the Rowdies, and shout outs to the Binary Breakers mentioned. You all know who you are.
Mentioned.
We appreciate y'all being out there and supporting everybody in the community for basically everything that they do. So that does it for us. We're gonna we'll call it here, and then I think the next run is Eden's gonna be checking back in and doing stuff. Is that right? Am I right about that? I need to go check the schedule. Oh, no. Magic Kitty is taking over the stream. So definitely come hang out, pay attention. There's going to be a lot more stuff on this channel.
Yeah, stick around.
Yeah, definitely hang out. It's going to go down for just a couple minutes, but it will be back. So don't go anywhere. Keep raising money for this awesome charity. We didn't even talk about the charity at all. Gosh. Stonewall Housing is awesome, and you should be donating for this. Not only are there incentives to make Eden play more games. We already have a Deltarune playthrough, but there's also a Talkatoo All Moons playthrough at 500, and Omori playthrough at 750. And if you somehow get to 1,000, Eden will sing the entire Undertale soundtrack. So definitely get those donations in. Make sure you're supporting the great charity.
Trans rights are worth fighting for.
Yes, 100% agree. I don't know when I will see you all again, but I'm sure that I will. And until then, remember to be kind to yourselves and love one another. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Stick around and keep donating for the charity. See y'all later.